Alright, this is a new one. Critter has taken to knocking over my tomato cage out in the small garden area. So besides having already dug up the one plant, I started digging up the other plant. Can I see in here? I'm in the sun. And now it's taking out my tomato cage. So I don't know if that's the cat that's digging over here, or if it's the squirrel. Probably the cat for this one. It's Saturday. I'm in the kitchen. I've got some creamy chicken noodle soup going. That's this weekend's meal. Picking up our girls from the airport. So coming back from KCON, Los Angeles. Look at the pretty clouds. There's our pretty neat MKE. Announcing arrival to the airport. Inside. Now we gotta figure out where the girls are gonna be coming. Which concourse? It's late enough. Pretty much everything's gonna be closed. Yeah, Starbucks is closed, the marketplace is closed. Here's the bust of General Mitchell. I see them. They're coming. They're off the plane. There's our girls. Woo! Welcome home.
Oh, hi. See, you have a sweatshirt. You have a sweatshirt on now.
Yeah.
You were still cold?
Yeah.
And you had a sweatshirt on too?
Yeah.
Came in here and I was like, oh god.
Yeah. Out there, it's okay. And then you pass those doors.
It smells nice and rainy.
It's humid.
It was.
Rained today.
It rained. I thought maybe it'd come home to rain, but it stopped already. So, but now it's already dark anyway, so can't see the sun or that either. But you're home. Whoop whoop. KCON shirt.
Pick a side.
Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. I'm punching my time clock, just like the coyote. I get left some payment. I get left a peanut shell to pay for digging up the pepper plant again. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, the other little dug spots too. Fix. Happy Tuesday. So I already gave you the garden update. Of course, having my pepper plant dug up again. But it's still going okay. I even have a flower on that plant now, so we'll see what happens. Cucumbers weren't doing so good. We'll see. Out of all the plants I have, it looks like maybe one of the strands is doing okay. And still green. The other ones are yellow. I haven't had a chance to look that up either to see what I could do. If it's too much water, not enough sun. We'll figure it out. But anyways, just finished an oil change on the Nissan van. Got that done. Now we'll see what other kind of errands we're going to be able to run. First I have to go to the bank and drop off some money so I can pay my Amazon bill. And yeah, we'll go from there. It is Wednesday. I am meeting a friend for lunch. It's 12:30ish. I'll probably have breakfast though. It's a restaurant called First Watch. It's a nice cute little cafe. Kind of like the Honeyberry cafes we go to, but this one too is another breakfast lunch type of a place. But anyways, we're doing some construction around here. It's in a little strip mall. So my friend is already there, so let's go in and go see her. We've got the Chancery. I've eaten there before. And then there's First Watch. So that's where we'll be going. First Watch. That's where we're gonna eat today. Yummy. just got my MRI results on my Live Well account, and it says things are normal. Woo! So happy. Unremarkable and normal is mentioned multiple times. So excited. Tomorrow we have the appointment with the oncologist nurse. So we'll go over results a little bit more. But obviously that's pretty much what's going to be said, is that things are normal, things are still good, I'm still in remission. Woo! It's Thursday, so time for the doctor's visit. We shall see what they have to say today. But here we go. Back from the doctor's appointment, and everything is as I thought it was. So I am still in remission. Woo! So excited. Got into the doctor's appointment. Actually, got into the office, and there were two ladies sitting there. It looked like an older lady, older than me, and her daughter, who was about my age, and the mom was crying. And it was just like, oh, and there was another lady that was leaving. She was being pushed in a wheelchair, and she told her person to turn her around. And the person did, and turned her around so that, and she talked to this older lady, I'm gonna tear up, telling her that it's all gonna be okay, because this woman was just like, I can't do it, I can't go through this. And so this other person was giving her hope, giving her good words and encouragement, saying that yes, you can, and God's got you, and it's gonna be okay. And it was just neat to see. And it's kind of like, again, being at the point where I'm at, being another 6 months out from surgery, 7 months, but still in my mind having the 6-month test and knowing that, okay, I'm still in remission, and again just thinking about this journey that I've been through, everything that I have already been through. Different moments in time, stuff will hit. So stuff like this, when the test comes up, and it's like, wow, everything I've gone through this last year and a half now of this whole journey, and how far I've come, and seeing this person and where they were at, and going, I've been there. I was there. I was crying in that waiting room. I know the feels. And so I checked in, and the receptionist said that, yeah, this was her first appointment. And it's like, okay, totally understandable. Like, I was tearing up as I was checking in. I'm like, jeepers, I'm gonna cry. But so prayers out to them that they can, get through this journey and find some hope. So I still do that too. I include those people in my prayers. I include my oncologist and all the nurses that were there, the ones that helped me, and know that they're helping again all the other people that are going through this journey, whatever point they're at, and all the people going through the journey. Well, I know them or not. I don't know anybody that's going, but as a general prayer, I put that out just because it's a thing. It's emotional. In any case, other than that, I feel like I'm happy going in there because I've got happy news, but to know that most people aren't at that place of who's having appointments. So, in any case, got back to the room. I didn't have to get weighed. Kind of surprised about that, but like, okay, that's fine too. And then Ariel came in and saw us. She basically went over on the computer. She's like, I like to do this on the computer, that way I can edit notes right as we go. But went over this whole last year's journey and what I've been through. So on the computer they kind of did a little synopsis, which she printed out and gave me, and went through name and birthday, and when I was diagnosed, when I got the ileostomy, when I started chemo. She had to search for that one. She said, surprisingly, that one's not in there. Usually, normally everything transfers from all the notes that they have in the computer, and to do the synopsis sheet, that stuff that just comes over. Mentioned the doctor's names and stuff, my primary care physician, the surgeon I had, so Dr. Myers, my oncologist, Dr. Plusky, my radiologist, and mentioning that I will have colonoscopy in a year, so like a year out from when you had your surgery, which I said that's what I figured, so that would be in December. And she said that my surgeon could do that. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I'm like, really? I didn't know how specialized some of these doctors are with their, so whether my surgeon did mostly surgeries, and that was kind of what she leaned toward, or whether she also did colonoscopies. So granted, being a GI doctor per se, I guess. So I did mention that, yes, I did have a different doctor that did my colonoscopy, and so he retired. She goes, yep, I know this doctor. I'm like, yep. And then supposedly he also did surgeries. That I didn't know that. I was recommended to him, and I saw him, and then he retired. So in any case, that my surgeon could, and that office, I guess, knows all this stuff. They know what they're doing, and they know when you need your colonoscopy, and they reach out to you and they get it scheduled. I'm like, that is so awesome. I'm like, I don't have to call them. I don't have to call in to get something scheduled. And they're like, nope. They've got files of people that they call, and they know when stuff comes up, and they get you on the schedule. And so I'm like, that's pretty awesome. So whether even she does it or not, obviously she would recommend somebody, know with somebody that could do it. My other question was, do you need a specific doctor that would specialize in colonoscopies with an ostomy as opposed to having a normal body? And she said no. She was, in fact, she feels it's easier to do a colonoscopy with an ostomy than having to go through the sphincter muscle or something, I guess. I'm like, that's interesting, because there too I'm kind of like, I know for irrigation purposes, sometimes they say, like, put your finger in the hole, or you put your finger in your ostomy, your intestines, and you feel it which way the intestines are going, like what angle, because it doesn't go like straight in. Usually it's at some type of an angle. So if you're doing an irrigation thing, you have to stick the tube in there to do pretty much like an enema of your intestines, and to squeeze the water in and stuff, but you got to put it in at that angle. And so obviously to do the colonoscopy, I mean, I suppose when you go through the sphincter, that's all closed up, and you got to open it up and get stuff in there anyway. So same thing with this, you got to open it up and go. But they know what they're doing, thank goodness. Thank God for those people that came up with this whole thing, all these different things. As different things, the different processes that I go through, different procedures, different things I learn. It's just amazing. The body is amazing. People are amazing. All the different jobs that are out there, you never even know all the different things that people do and what they can do, and the inventions they come up with, like making an ostomy to have you be able to poop out your stomach, and into a bag, as opposed to pooping regularly, that keep us alive for longer. So I'm very grateful. So tangent. In any case, they're gonna call me and get the colonoscopy scheduled and all that, supposedly by like November-ish. If I don't hear from them by then I call them. So I'm kind of like, oh, and have it be that they could supposedly even get that all scheduled for within a month's time. And we'll see when that time comes. So that was, again, interesting to learn. I kind of wondered about that, again, whether I needed a specialist when I called in for the colonoscopy, if I needed to ask for a specialist with ostomies or not. But said that Ariel mentioned that this was kind of like, it's doing a colonoscopy itself is its specialist, a specialty. So they know what they're doing. So, okay. So yeah, they did take my CEA level with the blood level and stuff, and said I guess I was at a 4.9 beforehand, and afterwards it's under a 2. So I think under 4 is good. They don't worry about it. They will be testing that number though throughout this first 5 years, just to make sure that it stays under and it doesn't raise. They said, again, it doesn't completely mean something's going on, but it's just a hint of that something might be going on in the body. They might need to look a little further, but at least they have a number that they kind of will look at and keep track of. So again, interesting. I heard at some point when I asked about whether I had some type of a marker checked, and I was told yes, but they don't really do much with it. This oncologist doesn't do much with that information. Again, he was just like, it's just kind of there, but he didn't take that number as something for him to really look at. I don't know, that's just him. But they're still going to look at that number anyways. So what else? Genetic testing. I was asked by one of you guys about whether I had genetic testing done or not. A lot of people do. A lot of people on the group chats that I look at have had that done. I did not. I was not offered it. Didn't know why, but I kind of figured too, well, if they thought they needed it done, obviously they would ask. And I did not. And so they have requirements on here of like why you would do genetic testing. So if you're under 50 years old and get cancer, they would do it. If you've had over 20 polyps over a short period of time, like for colonoscopies, if you've had over 20 of them, then they would want to do genetic testing. If any of the, I think polyps obviously come back, no, if the polyps come back abnormal. If you have family history of first or second degree relatives with colorectal cancer. So again, they could have a different type of cancer. I guess that doesn't really matter. As, you know, if it's a colorectal cancer, then they would want to do genetic testing. And if you've had, let's say, personal history of multiple primary tumors associated with a hereditary cancer. So that is why I guess I was not offered the genetic testing. I didn't fall into any of those categories and stuff. So that explained that part. Again, I kind of wondered, but it was like, well, I've got enough going on, a lot of other treatments and everything. That's okay. And then talked about the surgery, that I had the ileostomy, they converted it to the colostomy, that I had radiation, that I went through that well, that I had the Fulfax, the chemo treatment, got through my 8 cycles of that, follow-up, that for that one, at this point in time, I'm going to have CT scans, and they said pretty much like every 6 months. So I had the CT scan in February, and with that one, because they saw shadows or whatever, they figured an MRI would be better. And so 3 months from that point really is when I had that MRI, and which, as I said, the test results came back. I guess that's what she started with. She started with reading my MRI and saying that, did say it was normal and unremarkable. It said normal in a couple places, and she said, that's what we like to see. We like those words, normal and unremarkable. So that was awesome. So in any case, she said at this point forward, I should only need CT scans. And again, like I said, every 6 months up through that 5-year mark. And unless something comes up, then again, they feel that they would need an MRI, but she was thinking that it should just be CT scans from this point forward. Yes, they're going to have contrast. So I'll have to drink that fluid and do that. But that's okay. And then, so it's the CT scans every 6 months for 3 years, and then year 4 and 5, it could be just yearly. So it depends on obviously how the other scans go. But, so that's treatment going forward. And then obviously having the colonoscopy. Seeing the doctor, so after the CT scans, and obviously I will still meet with my oncologist and go over the results, which again makes sense. Doing the blood marker test too, like I said, the CEA, they're going to do that for up to the 5 years. She said again, after that, it doesn't make a difference. And then that's about it. Any symptoms that I'm having because of the radiation, because of the chemo, they say that there could be ongoing symptoms for a while. Normal kind of stuff, like, blood in the stool, kind of things that would also clue you in as to whether you had cancer in the first place. Like, the thing that when I waited for that 1.5 years before I had my doctor's appointment. She's like, if any of this stuff goes on for more than we say usually 2 weeks, get checked out. I'm like, 2 weeks, huh? Not a year. Not thinking. She's like, yeah, when you think you have, a gluten intolerance or something. I'm like, yeah, exactly, right? So the blood and stool, abdominal pain, change in bowel habits, cough that doesn't go away, bone pain, nausea, vomiting, weight loss, fatigue. But I thought, bone pain, that's interesting. She mentioned, I thought it was joint pain. I said, yeah, I got the shoulder stuff going on. Whether that's from the chemo or whether it's from because my right shoulder was hurting so much after being laid up for the 2 months and how much I used it and in what positions. And now because that one's hurting, am I overusing this arm and shoulder? And so now this one's hurting? I don't know. She kind of figured, yeah, this is not the chemo side effect. This is just my body doing what it does. Long-term effects from now this one says chemo. Long-term effect from chemo was fatigue, early menopause, hot flashes, neuropathy, chemo brain, weight loss, depression, anxiety, sexual dysfunction, pain to muscles or joints. That's where the joints come in. And difficulty sleeping. Again, I've had some of that stuff, but for me, it's normal. I mean, hot flashes, yeah, I've already gone through menopause, so I'm still kind of having hot flashes. They're finally getting less, though. Within the last week or so, I've realized that they're becoming less. Like, I have some days where I really don't have any, even at all, and some days it's only a few. It's not like it's been pretty much throughout the whole day, where I'll get hot, and then I get cold, then I get hot, and then, throughout the whole day. So that's okay. And yeah, the pain in the joints, which is, yeah, no. The neuropathy, I said the neuropathy in my hands has finally gone away as of the beginning of, I'd say, July. The fingers are completely healed. They're fine now, so yay. In my legs, my left leg and foot still has it more so. The right foot still does a little bit. But again, it just seems as time is going on, it's still getting a little bit better. And as I've mentioned in the previous video, right now I'm trying to do the massage therapy type stuff with the massager myself. That I'm trying that to see if that's going to help at all. And if that'll help some of the neuropathy to go away, maybe even a little bit quicker. Now I'm just wondering what I forgot what this one was saying. Based on recommendations, oncology, experience any of the symptoms, you should report them to your group. All right. I don't know if that was just having symptoms. Just because. So these are due to the chemotherapy. And then long-term side effects related to the colostomy or ileostomy. It says that the surgery involves removing some of the colon and or rectum. Some people may require a colostomy or ileostomy. They may have loose stools, alternate between loose stools and constipation. It may be temporary, it may be permanent. You may experience bloating or excess gas. If you have any questions, contact your healthcare team. Yeah, it's all been normal, and again, as before, you learn your own body. And things change from the beginning. Again, it still takes a couple months for your body to kind of adjust to having the ileostomy or colostomy, and as far as the foods you're eating. And like now I know what like a blockage type stomach ache feels like. So I know what that means for me. I know when I have a little bit of pain, I know I can get through it. I know I just need to basically push through it, relax, massage the stomach, and try to help things kind of, push through, just give it time. I know I can, what level of pain that is and what I can get through. And so if it would be more than that, I would know if I have to go into the hospital or not. But again, so I know what that means for me. I know in the beginning, the stomach was either more bloated, the ostomy was a bigger size, and so again as time went on, the ostomy kind of shrunk a little bit, and my body is stable now that I know what all that means to me, what my output looks like, how much output I have per day, how often I have it per day. Again, you get to know your own norm as time goes on. So I would say give it 6 months. I would thought earlier, like 6 weeks and all that, you're going to kind of know and all that. Well, things still kind of change for a good 3 months to 4 months. I know by the time I finally hit that 6 month mark, things are finally more normal for me. It's more, okay, this is how it's going. I've kind of got, not a routine down, I know how things are working for me. Long-term effects related to radiation. That could be, again, passing stool more often, stool is soft or loose, difficulty passing stool, so constipation, alternating between loose stools and constipation, excess gas. Again, that just could be normal for anybody. So you get to learn your body. Radiation can also cause bladder changes. So feeling the need to pass urine more often, burning sensation when you pass urine, feeling like you can't wait to empty your bladder, so the urgency, leaking of urine, blood in your urine, difficulty passing urine. I haven't had any of that. I haven't had any urinary problems. So yay, because I said I know they kept asking me that every time I would come in. How are you urinating? How is things and like that? It's all been fine. So that's staying fine. Yay. And again, going forward, what to do is maintaining a healthy weight. Make sure you're exercising. I still want 30 minutes a day. Again, for every normal, for everybody in life, whatever your circumstances are, you should be exercising. So, yeah, the 30 minutes a day, making sure you're eating a healthy diet, getting in your protein, your fruits and veggies and legumes. I think that was about it. Obviously, following up with your regular primary care person yearly, and then if you have any questions, anything going on, to do that. I did ask as far as the exercising. I said I did notice in my MRI, one of the last things that it said in there was that I had tendinosis, and it's of the muscles that attach to the hip area. I didn't ask her if it said right or left. I kind of skimmed over my MRI. I got the words I needed to see. I've got to read it again more carefully now and really go through it and see what it says. But I know, like I said, at the bottom it said something about tendinosis, and so I did look up, I googled tendinosis to see, and it did say about the hip area, just because I know that I've had some left hip problems for most of my life, especially after I had my first child. And my family has a history of hip replacements. So I may or may not have that in my future of especially my left hip. I have more problems with my left hip than the right. But kind of what the tendinosis is they say, kind of like slight tears and that in the tendons, and to just be careful and don't overuse them and whatever. And I'm going, well, okay, I started exercising again. I'm doing my exercises pretty much 30 minutes or more a day and getting that back in. So I'm like, I don't want to stop that. So I asked her if she knew anything about it. I'm like, is this kind of out of your field of expertise? Do you know anything about this? Or what do you think about that? And she said, I just think they wrote it down as something they found. I don't think it's any big deal unless you're really having pain. If you're having pain, then maybe get it checked out and go from there. But at this point, she goes, I would just keep exercising, keep doing what you're doing and stuff. So I'm like, okay, yay. Like, I'm so happy I'm able to exercise again. I'm doing that. And she's like, well, you're better than most. I'm like, it's been my thing since I've been a child. Just being interested in the science field, kind of knowing DNA, knowing that my mom and all my aunts kind of had the same body shape, and it was, just a little bit more heavy set. And so it's kind of like, okay, I don't want to have that going forward if possible. And so I remember sitting up in my room, by 7th grade-ish or whatnot, and I was writing myself exercise programs. I was getting the magazines of, I don't know what it was, Shape or whatever, or that would have exercise programs in there and stuff. So I was doing jumping jacks and leg lifts and toe touches and arm circles and sit-ups and doing all that stuff. And I would write down a little routine for myself, and so I'd check it out, routines for a couple different days. And then as I got older and stuff, like I said, Denise Austin was on TV, and so I used to do her program at different times when I first had Mandy. Then, get her in the stroller, and I would walk around the whole lake area around here. That would take a good 45 minutes, get a nice morning walk in every day. And so doing that, or every other day, and then doing other exercises in the living room. So it's kind of been my thing, on and off. I exercise on and off and all that. So last year, I was kind of just laying around for a year and doing all that. Ariel was funny. She was like, you weren't just laying around. You were going through a lot of treatments, and your body was going through a lot. And I'm like, that's true. The body was processing all of that and just trying to get through it and keep me going. So that was nice, to hear her say that. It's like, kind of like, don't beat yourself up. You weren't just laying around. It's okay. So now to be feeling back to normal, as she said, you look good. You look like you feel healthy. All that. I was just kind of like, yeah, I do. I feel good. So very grateful that I am at this point in life and to keep it going. And yeah, So, and then the other part of that was that she did give me these other pamphlets, as I did talk about as far as survivorship. She did reiterate that I am still eligible for any programs that they offer, so to keep that in mind if I ever feel I need it. So there is like counseling, there's the acupuncture and massage, dietitians, financial. I think that was it. So again, if anything, comes up, there's that. And then she gave me a couple pamphlets, which I kind of figured I haven't looked at them yet because I just got home a little while ago, but bless you. Daughter caught a cold at K-Con. Kind of figured that might happen, being around lots of people out there and airplane rides. Surprisingly, Mandy did not, but Mandy was sick a lot in the beginning of the year with a lot of different colds, so I think her immune system got built up. So that's all right. Anyway, so she said there's two pamphlets. There's the small one and the big one. She's like, I like the small one because it's smaller in size and it's an easy read. She goes, if you find this one really interesting and it's good, then you can go to the big one. But Your Way Forward After a Cancer Diagnosis, a guide for cancer survivors. So again, that was something that I mentioned, that I kind of figured that that's what the survivorship type thing was going to be about. Didn't realize it was going to be about kind of going over the whole last year and again what the plan looks like for going forward, but that was good to hear. So there's the table of contents and it tells you all the different parts that are in the book, and then obviously each little section kind of has it's a little heading and it's just a little paragraph to read. So what's being active, what is distress, sleeping, memory and concentration, pain, fatigue, osteoporosis, or neuropathy, dental, cancer rehab. Yeah, I mentioned I have that too, that I'm part of the yoga rehab type program. Haven't done that in a few weeks though because I'm doing my own exercises now, so I prefer I'll get that done in the morning, whereas the yoga is like 4 to 5 in the afternoon. So at least I have that option if I want to do it, but so that's what that's about. So that's nice. I will look over that and then go over this one, which again, I think same stuff. Practical and trusted information to manage life after cancer from the American Society of Clinical Oncology. So I guess, yeah, this one too. Aurora, kind of the Aurora Clinic type stuff. People made up this one. This one is from the Cancer Society? The American Society of Clinical Oncology. So, this one too, what is survivorship, follow-up care, life after treatment, what to expect, support for coping with challenges. So yeah, different groups you could get into or whatever. So she said too, if they find this interesting, if I want more information, I can look up stuff. I know there are groups online. I know through like the Cancer Society there are groups, as opposed to obviously again on Facebook and stuff. I know there are the groups, a couple of them that I am a part of. I'm sure there are more. So at the moment, I'm good with that. Still part of those groups, still hanging out and seeing what those people are either having questions about, as they're writing different experiences that they've had and what they've still found that helps them and everything. So there are different things obviously that I've gone through that I can also help answer. So again, still kind of staying in that helpful mode and trying to help out that way. Besides helping putting out these videos and all that, but again, when there's direct questions and stuff, that's nice to be able to have somebody answer something like that and hear of different things going on. So keep it in the loop of what's out there, what's going on. So that's good. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. I almost started crying kind of last night, this morning. I'm getting ready, just again, the emotions. There's always that buildup. It's kind of like a roller coaster, you know. The test is coming up, like the MRI test, and then it's waiting for results, and then it's kind of like, oh, I've got the results, and and they're what they are, which they're good, and it's just kind of like, oh, okay, let the emotions go. You let it all out. So it's just kind of like holding in that stress and everything, and now it's just like relief. Okay, phew, got through that. Which again, as I said then too, kind of takes me back to thinking about, oh, all this stuff that I went through. And yeah, because you start feeling normal and start living life and doing things, and it kind of, just think I'm regular, I'm normal, yada yada, and then it's like, oh wait, but when I go to the bathroom, yeah, I have this bag on my tummy that I, and this big scar that, yeah, I went through something. It hasn't just been normal life all along. There was a little, yeah, have that little, blip in there of what happened in life, and went through a little side journey. So that's where I am at right now. Good news, my next CT scan is scheduled for the end of October. So I need blood work before I have that scan. They want to make sure that my kidneys are still in good shape to be able to handle the contrast. And then I'll have that CT scan, and then I think they scheduled an appointment with Dr. Paluski then right away after that too, to go over that scan, the scan results. So that's all booked in now for end of October, beginning of November. So that's what's next. So I've got a couple months off again to just live life. So this week was busy. I've got lots of stuff going on like every day. Had that, what did I have? I had the oil change on Tuesday. I had lunch with my friend on Wednesday, my neighbor who moved away a couple months ago. Boo-hoo. But it was nice to be able to catch up with her. Had a good lunch, very tasty, good conversation. And then today was the results. And then Saturday there is a picnic to go to with my daughters, with the family. I think my husband's gonna come too. Picnic Mandy was invited to and could bring the family, so put it that way. So we're going to that. I have fruit to cut up for that, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. And Sunday I'm having lunch with my girlfriends. So I will put this video up though for Friday, tomorrow. So I'll get this edited tonight. So this will be Friday's video. Again, I'm trying to put up like a life update video at least once a week. Usually it seems that it's going to be like a Monday or Tuesday, depending on what went on in the weekend and when I can get something filmed and edited. But I knew this was coming up Thursday, so again, I can get this edited and put it up Friday. Trying to do videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 2 of those will probably be food videos, and then 1 life update. But we'll see, because when stuff goes on, then there'll be more life update type videos. So I appreciate that you guys still are following me and joining me along in this journey, keeping me in your thoughts and prayers. Again, I appreciate it so much. Help keep me going. And I hope you are all doing well. I hope you are all healthy. I keep you all in my prayers. So, again, I hope you're doing well, enjoying your summer. It's moving on. It's August already. Hard to believe. So, you guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Keep making those great days, great memories. All right. Bye-bye.